A lot of people are upset with Tom Aspinall for calling off the fight. I'm here to tell you why he was correct. If you didn't see it, the UFC heavyweight showdown in Abu Dhabi didn't end in a knockout or a submission, but rather in a double eye poke, resulting in a no contest in round 1 between Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane. Now, Aspinall did go to the side and he was allotted his full 5 minutes of recovery and saw the ringside doctor, but he stated multiple times that he couldn't see, especially out of the right eye. So the ref had no choice but to call off the fight, which made a lot of UFC fans upset. Now, a lot of fans are calling Tom a wimp or a liar because he was holding his right eye and it looked like the injury was more in the left eye. I'm here today to give you a quick take from an eye doctor standpoint of what may have happened to Tom's eye. An incident like this can result in multiple eye injuries. For starters, I think Tom had a corneal abrasion. The cornea is the front window of the eye, and a scratch or abrasion here can cause a lot of pain, a lot of watering, and most definitely blurry vision. You can see how Tom's favoring his right eye and keeping the eye closed. The more he blinks, the more painful it is, and that's why he keeps that towel on that right eye. And you have to remember, Tom is an MMA fighter and has had a lot of trauma to his face. There is a condition called a recurrent corneal erosion, which means that he's had a previous corneal injury, and it doesn't take as much force for those cells to slough back off, causing another abrasion, which is, again, very painful. Now, I know a lot of you are saying that, oh, he's examined by the ringside doctor, and he said he has no worries about the globe, which he may have not had any issue with the globe, but you can't tell all the internal injuries of the eye in a 2-second naked eye exam. Otherwise, we wouldn't need an office with all this fancy equipment and all this diagnostic tools. Another big ocular concern is hyphema or vitreal hemorrhage. A hyphema is bleeding in the front chamber of the eye, which is from the cornea to the iris, and a vitreal hemorrhage is bleeding in the back chamber of the eye between the iris and the retina. Both of these definitely cause vision loss, and both of these are highly likely in a trauma episode like this. Another big risk with blunt trauma to the eye is a retinal tear or detachment. These conditions can lead to permanent vision loss. Now, this next one I think is highly unlikely, but not impossible, and that is lens dislocation. Our natural lens is supported by what's called zonules, which attach to a muscle called the ciliary body. And repeat trauma to the face can break or loosen these zonules. A finger poke in this instance possibly could dislocate his natural human lens, which definitely could lead to vision loss. One area that I would be highly concerned, and I think the ringside doctor completely overlooked, are the extraocular muscles. These are the muscles that move our eyes up and down, left and right. The ringside doctor should have had Tom look in all the different cardinal gazes to make sure he didn't have any restriction and make sure he didn't have double vision. And the biggest complication with ocular trauma is open globe or penetrating injury. And the doctor did assess him for this, and he stated that he's not worried about the globe, which means that he thought the chambers were all intact. But he literally looked at the eye for 2 seconds. There is no way you'd be able to tell if Tom's globe is completely intact by a naked eye examination. An open globe could lead to permanent vision loss or even loss of the eyeball itself. So for all the haters out there saying that Tom still had one good seeing eye, if you had one good leg and the other leg had a bone sticking out, would you still fight?